Okay. Get this loaded up. My name is August Keys, and welcome to the very first ever Misa Be Someone Beat battle. We got a lot of dope content in store for y'all tonight, but before we go into everything and get things popping, I definitely want to do some introductions. I myself, I am a producer, singer, and songwriter outside of Houston. I'm really excited to see some of my colleagues really show out for y'all and show you what the 713 has to bring to the table. Alongside me, co-hosting today's event, is someone who's a very, very talented guitarist outside of Houston as well. And he is the current president of HCC's Music Entertainment Student Association. So please give a very, very warm welcome to my co-judge, Daniel Tohill.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? You ready for this?
How's it going, Daniel?
Good.
I'm so ready.
For the show, man.
Let's get it. All right, now before we get things popping and we introduce our three producers coming onto the set, let me go ahead and talk about what is all this. Because, you know, a lot of y'all are familiar with MISA, but there's some new faces in the audience that are probably thinking like, yo, what is this? So MISA is the Music Entertainment Student Association, and we have a chapter here at the Houston Community College, and we're all about giving a platform to the future of the entertainment business so they can really exert their stuff and get their practice before they go out into the real world. And that's exactly what we're going to do on this virtual stage today. We making history, baby. Let's get it. Now, going forward, let me go ahead and introduce some house rules. These three producers are going to be judged on some very strict criteria. On a scale of 1 to 5, they're going to be judged on the balance of their mix. I'm talking water, earth, fire, and air. They got to bring that balance. Everything has to sound real nice and clean. Second category they're going to be judged on, that creativity. You know, you can't just come up in here with a kick and snare and think we're going to judge you fair. You got to really, really show out and show your uniqueness. Everyone's got a story, and we want to hear yours and your beats. And third, does it slap? We want to hear this stuff on the radio, you feel me? So let's see if it slaps tonight. Now, moving forward, let's go ahead and get into round one. Up first, we have another producer outside of Houston who goes by the name Deiahri, and he's bringing his beat called FunkyBoi. Let's get into it. Hey, come on, man. Bring that funk. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, Daniel, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think it's a very strong start. I love the synthness of it. Like, it has that 80s synth vibe, and I really like that. It sounds, I mean, when we talk about it, can it be on the radio? I mean, if you listen to people like Dua Lipa, that's the type of sound it is, and I like it.
It's got that real poppy feel to it, but it also has like that neo soul funk to it with that synth vibe. I definitely agree with you. How you feeling about the mix? On a scale of 1 to 5, what would you give it?
Thinking with the mix, I wish we could have had the build up a little quicker. So I think with that, I'm gonna have to give the mix a 3.
A 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked how balanced all the instruments sounded together. I agree with you with the build up, but I think I'm gonna be more inclined to give it a 4. It was a very, very strong balance with everything. Nothing really overpowered anything in the mix for me. Smooth, smooth, smooth. Let's go ahead and bring the next competitor to the stage. And he's going to bring that fire too. Also, he has a really dope last name. Let's bring it in, CameronKeys. Okay, that was definitely like that was like a whole full course meal. I got breakfast, lunch, and with that one. I like that. What are your thoughts on this one,
I
Daniel?
liked it. I like the drums at the beginning, that kind of acoustic drums that you have, and then the change up. I mean, it just had something new each time, you know. Uh, I mean, I don't know how far it goes as for radio, but I mean, it's a cool sound, regardless. Like, it's
Most
good.
definitely. Like I like the uniqueness behind it. It almost felt like we were going through like different seasons of the sound almost, you know? But like in terms of the balance of the mix, what would you give it on a scale of 1 to 5?
For the mix, I'm gonna have to say I liked it. It was a 4. I think everything sounded pretty well together. Like I said, I really like the drum sound in it. I'm gonna go with a 4.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that too. I think I would give it a 4 too, because even like through all the changes, it still sounded really, really balanced.
Hmm.
Creativity.
Creativity. I think it's very creative. I don't know if it's creative enough to get a 5 for me, but I think it's also another 4.
Gotcha. I think because of how unique it was something that I didn't really expect. So I think this might be my first 5 of the night. Second 5 of the night, actually. I gave Junda a 5 too, because his was really creative. Like
Yeah.
Deiahri really brought it. Now, last but not least, does it slap?
I think so. I think it slaps. I think in terms of the change up, you have a lot of artists doing change ups now in music, and I really like that. And I think for that, I'm also gonna have to give it. I think I might have to give my first 5 of the night.
Okay. Okay. I really like it, but I'm not sure if it's like radio play, like catering to the radio vibe.
Mhm.
So I think I'm gonna be more inclined to give it maybe a. I gave some really high scores with the mix and the creativity. I think I'm gonna balance it out with maybe a 3 on the does it slap, just for the sake of radio play. I like it. I like it. I really like what we're bringing to the table so far. And we got one more competitor we got to bring to this ring. So come on swinging, Tony. Yo,
like
that
that.
was so wavy. Yo, I really like that one. What are your thoughts, Daniel?
I like it. It's I mean, underwater vibe explains it perfectly. I really like it. It has that nice vibe. There was, as a audio engineer, there's some things I did have problems with, but I think overall it was really, really good, really strong for a first round.
Nice, nice. I think like your perspective as an audio engineer would really help too. Is I'm definitely more artist driven and artist based, and I really appreciate your ear, man. How you feeling about the mix then? What would you give it on a 1 to 5?
The mix, I would have to give it 3. The reason why is, I mean, I'm wearing headphones in here, and a lot of it was to the right side. I felt like it could have been balanced more, and so that's where he kind of gets a 3.
Gotcha.
For creativity, I mean, that's a 5.
Hey, come on now. Nice. I think with the mix, I hear what you mean too. I was definitely hearing it more on the right with the left, so I'll probably give it a 3 for that reason too. But that creativity was definitely a 5 for me. The use of a vocal as an instrument really, really, it hit different. Like, it gave a voice to the beat. Excuse my corniness. How do you feel? Does it slap though? Do you feel like it slaps?
It slaps.
Yeah,
it slaps. It's good. I mean, it's a 5 for me. It just has that chill. It's a vibe. It's an underwater vibe.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds very commercial, like very commercially driven, and I really like that. I think I would give it a 5 too, because that's something I feel like I could hear on the radio for sure. Smooth, smooth, smooth. We are done with round one. How we feeling so far?
It's good. I feel like everybody came out really strong. I mean, we have some good competitors here.
Yeah, most def. They really swinging in this ring. But, the punches can only swing harder next round. Round two is where they're going to really, really have to bring it and drive it home. By the way, for the people watching at home, they're not competing for free. They are competing for some grand prizes. So there's a little incentive behind this. Of the three competitors we have, we're going to have a first place, second place, and third place. So whoever wins first place will have the grand prize of having a beautiful, beautiful MIDI keyboard with a drum pad. Second prize, don't worry, you're not going home empty-handed either. Like, I am definitely going to send you home along with Daniel with a drum pad so that you can keep on firing those heavy beats too. And third place, you're not going home empty-handed either. Even though you might be at the end of the road in terms of the race with your competitors, you're still bringing something extremely crazy to this platform. And we're going to send you home with some flat frequency headphones so you can keep up the mixing with some really strong ears. Now, moving forward, let's see these competitors compete for those grand prizes in round two. All right, Deiahri, start us off with some heat on your beat. Space Time.
Hey.
Whoa. Whoa.
Talk about a change
Hey. Talk about bringing it, man. Wow. Man, what are your thoughts?
I mean, like I said, talk about a change up. I mean, I was already vibing with the first part of it. I mean, the first part of it was already good, and it was just chill. It was just nice, and then change it up at the end. I like that. It changed to something so different yet so perfect for it.
Right. Man, like, I see why it's called Space Time, because that changeup was so out of this world, bro. Like, it might just be the hip hop bias kicking in, but that's something like I could hear like, a Smino or Kendrick Lamar or even a Duckworth hop on that. And that switch up was something serious. Like, wow. I'm shook. Genuinely shook. How would you rate the mix?
The mix is really good. I think there was some issues in there. I felt like we could have brought up some volume. There was some automation problems in there. And for that, I think it was really still good. So I'm going to have to give it a 4.
Gotcha. I didn't really hear the automation that drastically this time around. But I think I would give it a 4 too. It was really, really well balanced, especially for a switch up like that. I was expecting like the second half of the thing to be really overwhelmed, and I think it was really well tamed. Creativity,
very creative. I mean, it's Space Time, right? That was the name of it.
Oh yeah,
So
Space Time.
It had that space feel to it. I think it's hey, for to be someone, Space City beat battle. I mean, I'm gonna have to give that a 5.
Man, what? That marketing's insane. That's a 5 on me too. Shout out to the representation of the H. We appreciate that. Now, does it slap?
I think it slaps. I really do think it slaps. I think it's I don't know if it gets a 5, but when we talk about Radio Ready, I think it has that, and I would have to give it a 4. It's a high 4, but it's a 4.
Man, that thing slaps like that. That's that slap your mama seasoning. That's that Tony's, man. I got to give that one a 5. That one really impressed me, very much so. All right, smooth. But the impressing doesn't stop there, because the boy with the dope last name is coming with something else too. Let's go ahead and get into Delayed by CameronKeys. like it.
It's
I like
delayed.
it. That's what I'm talking about.
As you know, I'm a guitarist, so I mean, heavy guitar, I love it. It's
That's right
really
up
good
your alley.
guitar. Yep. Love the sound that you got from that melody with the guitar and everything, and then change up a little bit in there. There was a kind of a change up in guitar, and I like that solo that it had with like a lot of distortion and everything. I really liked it. As for mix, I felt like we could have gotten some more compression on there. You know.
Gotcha.
I feel like compression would have really helped it. I mean, it would have taken it to that next level. And because of that, I'm going to have to settle with a 3.
Gotcha. I really liked like the reverberous sound of everything, especially with the guitar. It really made it stick out in that solo part. But I can see what you mean about the compression too. I think I'm going to ride with a 3 on the mix too. What about creativity?
I mean, it's creative. It's creative. I mean,
extremely.
Not many people are using guitar anymore, so it's good to hear people using guitar.
Yeah, and hearing that back and forth with the bass and the lead electric was throws you back. I got to give that one a 5 on creativity.
I think I'm gonna stick with a 4.
4?
Yeah.
And last but not least, does it slap?
I think it slaps, but not for what other some of the other submissions that we had to have. You know, I think it has a different sound to it, and for that, I think I'm gonna have to give it a 4. I think it's still radio ready type sound. It's just, you know, finding your audience, finding your genre for that.
I get you. Yeah, I think I would also give it a 4 on Does It Slap, because it definitely slaps like crazy. But I'm also in the same realm of thinking as you. Man, Cameron brought it too, man. I'm really liking this. Round 2 is going to finish with a bang. And of course, we have one more contestant who's going to be swinging in the ring one last time. Close us out with some heat, Tony. Bring it around with a round. Wow.
That was good.
It was almost like a folky type of hip hop. I like that. I like that approach a lot.
I like it because it reminds me of like back when I was in high school listening to like a lot of indie rock. It had that indie rock sound from like those 2010s, you know, and it had that, but then it built up to that drum break and everything, and I think that sounded really good.
Absolutely. How would you rate the mix?
For the mix, I think that's going to be a 5. It sounds really good. It's really well balanced. I mean, it's with the guitar sticking out and everything. I really like it.
Yeah, I would also agree. Like, I felt like that was the one thing that stuck out to me. If I could describe that mix around in one word, it would be balanced. So I think I'm gonna have to give it a 5 as well too. It was very well balanced with all the instruments. Now, creativity.
Like I said, I think it has a lot of what that indie sound is. So, I mean, to me, it could have been more creative, but I still think you had a lot of creativity to back it up.
Gotcha.
And, for that reason, I think I'm gonna give it a 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel like I agree. Like, it was very much different. But like it also like it was different in the sense of how we approached it, but it was very nostalgic for me, and so it reminded me of something else. And when I think of the word creativity, I think uniqueness as well. And it was uniquely him, but uniquely him in a very nostalgic way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with a 3 for the sake of nostalgia.
All right.
Now, does it slap?
For me, it does slap, and that's where I'm have to give him back some points from that creativity. I think he's gonna get a 5 from me. He's very nostalgic, like you said.
Very.
Took me back to my high school years and everything, and I think for that he gets a 5.
Absolutely, and for the same reason, man. We were in high school around the same time too, so it was very nostalgic for me too. And nostalgia is something that plays into me when I think is a song like something I hear on the radio, because songs I hear on the radio is what I tend to remember from like decades back. And so I would have to give it a 5 too, because that nostalgia factor is something serious.
Yes,
something
sir.
serious. Man, we just had 2 rounds of crazy talent duking it out. How we feeling?
I feel good. I feel like they really brought it. We have.
I feel like they really represented well.
Some good producers here.
Heck yeah. All right, smooth. Now moving forward, we got our team in the background. They're going to be adding up our scores for us so that we can figure out who is the final winner of the very first Be Someone beat battle. And in the meantime, I'm going to take this opportunity to just sit down and have a little conversation with folks while they get that ready. Now, let's go into a little bit more about MISA, because we do more than just put on shows. We're very big on things such as networking, for example. We want to make sure that everybody who passes through the Houston Community College can leave feeling like they have a strong enough network of people to chase their dreams and achieve what they want to achieve in the entertainment industry. And even more so, we took a really, really big step this semester in getting that happening. Like Grammy U. It's so crazy to think about. For those who don't know, Grammy U is a national organization that has a lot of different chapters at a lot of different universities and community colleges. And their purpose is getting students into positions where they can get into events directly with the people who are at the top of the industry. Like last year, for example, they had a whole conference where Travis Scott showed up as one of the keynote speakers. Travis Scott, you want to talk about Houston representation? Come on, Grammy U.
I mean, not just that, they also go to sound checks for all these different types of artists. They had Greta Van Fleet, Dua Lipa. I believe they had, just so many names, and it's really cool to be teamed up with them.
Absolutely. Oh, look at that. Looks like we got our results in. Let's go ahead and get it. Now, for those who are just joining in, the producers that you just heard were all competing for 3 grand prizes. Third place is going to walk away with some flat frequency headphones so they can keep up the dope mixes. Second place is going to walk away with a drum pad so they can keep on bringing the fire percussion. And first place is going to have the whole arsenal, a keyboard, MIDI with the drum pad so they can bring in some dope chords when they get that dope percussion. And let's go ahead and get a little drum roll, please. Our third place winner for the very first ever Be Someone beat battle is the dope last name, CameronKeys. Come on now.
Let's go.
Hey, congratulations, Cameron. We'll be sending those flat frequency headphones to you very, very quickly. And thank you so much for sharing your creativity with us on our platform. We appreciate you greatly.
We do appreciate you.
And now moving forward, we got our second place winner too. Let's get that drum roll going again. Let's get it. And second place goes to Tonnhi. Come on, man. The nostalgia coming through. And, we want you to keep that percussion firing off. Like when I want to hear your songs, I want to hear some really dope kick and snares kicking on that radio. So we're going to send you a drum pad your way too. Thank you so much for sharing your creativity as well. We greatly appreciate what you're bringing to the H. And now, the moment of truth.
The number one.
The king of the Be Someone beat
First
battle. First ever. And he goes by the name Deiahri. Come on, show out, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, man. We really appreciate you bringing your creativity too and just bringing that straight fire, man. All 3 of y'all have a really great future ahead of y'all. And keep on pushing with that production. You're going to do Houston proud one day, if it's not today. And spoiler alert, it definitely is today. Man, any closing remarks for the folks at home, Daniel?
Thank you for watching. I mean, thank you to all the people who were able to put this together, and it ended up pretty well. It's going pretty good. Absolutely.
There's a lot of thank yous that I want to give out to people who helped us put this thing together. Of course, with the coronavirus running rampant in our country right now, it is a little bit harder for us as an industry to keep on striving and giving creatives the platform that they need to be successful. So I want to give a personal thank you to the Houston Community College for encouraging the students to have a student-run and student-led show and encouraging that student success. We would not be here without our HCC Eagle IDs. Moving forward, I definitely want to give a huge thank you to our two faculty advisors, Dr. Scott Gaiman and Professor Christopher Williams. Both of them are very versed and well-renowned in their own rights in the industry, and we could not have better mentors. We greatly appreciate y'all. And lastly, but not least, I want to send a huge appreciation and shout out to the Music Entertainment Student Association as a whole. There are so many students that pitched in this semester so that we could bring something to y'all as an organization. And the work that they put in, countless hours, night in and night out, they did the thing. We greatly appreciate y'all. And last but not least, I want to send a huge thank you to all the viewers at home. Thank you so much for supporting our very first beat battle. We greatly appreciate you. Welcome to the family, cousins, aunties, and uncles. And this will not be the last time. We do events like this every single semester. So keep your eye on all of our social media. Keep your eye out on everything that has to do with MISA, and we will see you shortly. So to close things out, remember to be someone when you leave here today. Wear the 713 on your back, and go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.